Okay, I'd be lying if I didn't tell you I have the jitters because I am so excited to share with you guys about 2026 spring fashion today. Hello, if you're hopping on, please say hi. Hi, Deanne. Okay, say hi so I know we get comments. I'm gonna try to not read too many comments because I like to get on my soapbox, but okay, help me get the jitters out, ladies. You guys are probably looking at me like, oh my God, what is this girl wearing? She's got no jewelry on. Her hair is a hot mess. But that's why I wanted to do this because, believe it or not, your girl was not always a style queen, okay? So that being said, if we've never met before, my name is Dom Unique, but please feel free to call me Dom. I am a direct-to-point area leader with Park Lane. I have been with Park Lane Jewelry for just a little over 4 years, and today I get to talk to you about fashion, okay? And maybe contradictory to the title, but fashion is fleeting, right? Trends change, but style doesn't. So I definitely want to hone in on your personal style today. I would love to know if you fall or you think you fall. There's a big glare on these, sorry. If you fall into one of these categories, are you a classic? Are you romantic style? Are you a trendsetter? Are you boho? Are you edgy? Are you sporty? Okay, so let me know if you fall into one of those categories. For the longest time, I did not know my style archetype, I guess you could say. Let's see here. So before Park Lane found me, right? Before Park Lane found me, I was in the military. I was a naval nuclear electrician for just under a decade. Before that, I went to parochial school for most of my life, so we wore a uniform. So your girl wore a uniform majority of her life. Over half of 3/4 of my life, I wore a uniform. And my idea of style or fashion was if I have an event, I'm getting a new outfit. My mom, my mom was a fashionista, but she loved shopping. That's probably where I got the bug from. And my idea of style and fashion was going to get a new outfit. If it was on the mannequin, already put together, I was getting it. It was simple, it was easy, right? And then I became a mom. I'm a mom to 3 little boys. Park Lane allows me to stay home with them, which is a huge blessing, while contributing financially to our family. So I am amazed at the possibilities that this business have brought us and our family when I wasn't even looking for it, okay? I became a mom. My concern was not what shoes am I going to wear with this, it's where are the shoes, right? Is everyone clothed, not what are they wearing? And then I kind of fell into this hole, I guess, kind of a dark place, a little bit of postpartum, but my body was ever changing. My boys are stair steps, so it was literally back to back to back. I just wore what was comfortable. I didn't care too much if it looked good as long as it fit decently. And then it allowed me to kind of hide myself, honestly. And then COVID, which is a whole nother beast, right? But I fell into this, sweats and a t-shirt, which that is okay if that is your comfort zone. My comfort zone is definitely my mom jeans and a t-shirt, as you can see. But when Park Lane found me, I like to say, I found the fashion formula, and I want to show you how easy this 3-step formula makes your life without having to overthink it, okay? So if you are like me from before, you had a closet full of clothes, but nothing to wear, right? Your outfits didn't go together. Maybe you've tried the capsule thing, but everything just felt boring. Because rule number one for the fashion formula, number one is the base layer, okay? This is simple, but this is not an outfit, okay? You are clothed, right? But this is not an outfit. So when you think of your base layer, step one, it's just something simple, okay? It could be a t-shirt, a cami, maybe a tank top, just something basic, okay? Black, neutrals are great. I have two huskies, so I like lighter colors despite, you know, having little kids who get fingerprints all over me. The lighter colors kind of help hide the dog hair, at least, right? So with that being said, I've got my white t-shirt on. It's a yoga shirt I got at TJ Maxx. It's just comfortable. Now, what we're gonna do to elevate this a little bit, because that is a huge trend right now for 2026, is elevated basics. So a lot of the trends for 2026 you probably already have in your closet. If you are a clothes hoarder like me a little bit, you probably already have your 90s jeans buried in your closet. You probably already have, you know, big trends include like puffed sleeves, puffed skirts. I'm not gonna start wearing those, but that's a huge trend. Lowered hemlines, okay? So we're getting away from, you know, high-rise jeans are not out, but you are going to start seeing a lot of lower hemlines. I'm not going back to the low-rise jeans. I'm a mom, I did that, you know. But you're gonna see things kind of like a nod to the 20s, where your dress hemlines might not fall at your natural waist anymore, but a little bit lower. All of your outer layers, which is step two we're gonna talk about, and our outfit comes together, you're gonna see dropped hemlines. So if you are a kimono fan, kimonos are coming back. Love kimonos for spring because they give you that simple, airy feel. But the short kimonos, a little bit dated, doesn't mean you can't wear them, but the longer kind of floor sweeping kimonos, that is the big trend right now, okay? So, and then I said elevated basics, which I love, especially if you are a classic dresser, because like I said, you probably already have a lot of them already in your closet. You can pair your simple t-shirt with something unexpected, like a blazer, okay? And it's just going to zhuzh it up just enough to make you look put together. So this looks great with maybe a wide leg jean and a pointed toe boot. If you're in Indiana or like the Midwest like me, it's probably still a little bit cold for you. If it's hot where you're at, you could do like a denim vest for spring, okay? Doesn't have to be a whole lot, but instantly I look like I tried a little harder, right? Which is what we're doing. We're not trying to leave the house looking like Hot Mess Express. If you are a hot mess, that is okay, but we're not gonna look like it, okay? Because the next trend is dopamine dressing. So you're gonna see maybe in your classic cuts, you're gonna see pops of color, okay? Dopamine dressing. Things like your classic button down. You're gonna get this in like a pop or even a sheer, okay? So let me know if you missed the beginning where you fall in the, what is your fashion archetype, okay? Are you classic, edgy, sporty, boho, romantic? If I'm forgetting one, I feel like I'm forgetting one, but we're gonna round this out. Okay, so you guys have the first two steps down. Step one, base layer, super easy, okay? If you're like me, your uniform is a denim jacket, okay? So classic base layer. Second is your fashion layer, something simple, doesn't have to be crazy. You can pair it if you wanna be trendy with something unexpected like a blazer with and jeans, or even like a blazer with some track pants and some tennies, okay? This is a huge look, that athleisure elevated, okay? And And then the third layer, which is the most important and the biggest trend for 2026, and I'm not just saying this because I sell jewelry, but because it is what it is. The biggest trend for 2026 is bold accessories, okay? If you are a dainty girl, I'm gonna show you how to wear your dainties and your delicates a little bit bolder, okay? But if you like to be a maximalist and put it all on, you're gonna love this, okay? So pairing together unexpected color combos, okay, in your bold jewelry to make it stand out. So if you guys remember Valentine's, we had the Love Lux bracelet, that red and pink. I think it was so eye-catching because not a lot of people anticipate, even though they're the same color family, red and pink together, they're almost like too similar. And it's striking and it stands out. Or things like reds and purples and browns, okay? Brown is the new black. Black's not going anywhere, but brown elevates it a little bit. So I love our gorgeous purple Lux bracelet paired with something a little bit boho here, right? Like our Atlantic bracelet or our mantra. So pairing things together that you would not expect. And like I said, bold combos. So think chunky chains, okay? So I'm gonna throw on the chain from the mini necklace. This is that large puffed heart necklace that everyone raves about. I think everyone was afraid to grab until they realized how amazing and versatile she is. So I'm throwing on my mini necklace. As you can see, we already look 10 times better, a little more put together, right? I'm just gonna toss in like a simple earring, like our trend hoops. I have them here in gold. I love the Cartier inspired look of these trend hoops. They look so elevated without trying too hard. Has your stylist told you any earring larger than a quarter gives you an instant facelift? I'm sure she has, but if she hasn't, if you're a stud girl, our oversized studs like the Impressions are great, but wearing something a little bit bigger really draws the eye up and shapes that jawline, okay? So you just look amazing, okay? And then, of course, a little bit of a drop neck. The choker styles are on trend. I have a very petite upper half, so I tend to wear my necklaces a little bit closer to my neck to elongate this, but you can simply do that with a long necklace to make yourself look leaner and taller, or you can make a V with your necklaces. So if you're someone like me who wears a lot of crew necks because you're chasing little boys and you're bending over a lot, create a V to frame your face. It's the most flattering for all of your necklines, and if you don't have that in your shirt, you can do that with your jewelry. So I'm just gonna add in something simple, little mixed metal to keep this casual. What do you guys think? Let's do the Evie with this. I love the Evie because she's mixed metal. She's got the silver setting with the gold outline of that teardrop. So cute, right? So we're just gonna create a V-neck to really highlight what we call our frame, which is your décolleté up, okay? And we're adding in simple, basic pieces, jewelry box staples that are really going to carry us through the day no matter what we do. Okay, I didn't do too much with my hair, as you can see, but we didn't have to do too much. I've got some makeup on, my outfit's done. I've got 2 of the 3 hair, makeup, outfit. As long as you have 2 of the 3 done, you're gonna look put together no matter what. So, all right, we've got the jewelry. Now, like I said, bold pieces. This could be a single belt, like a large belt. It could be multiple belts if you wanted to do a layered look. Layering is huge. You're gonna see that everywhere, no matter what style archetype you find. You could do something big and bold, like our botanical bracelet, which is still available for a pop of color. You could do our Papillon bracelet, which is a bold bangle. If you love the Embraceable, this is gorgeous. She looks phenomenal stacked up for a really luxe and refined kind of old money look with that serpentine Bulgari inspiration, a little more boho, maybe something like the jumbo bead from the Willow, or I think everyone's new favorite, the Zoe. She's dainty, right? But you stacked her up so she's bold now. So really simple, really chic, very put together. Rings are huge. For all my ring girls, hats off to you. I think if you can rock like a ring stack, you already have style. There's just something about rings that give you automatic cool girl points. I love the Celeste ring for being kind of a vintage inspiration. Like I said, that old money look is very on trend. The bold accessories, right? So we're kind of mixing this all together and modernizing it with what we already have in our closet. So very easy. My job today is to show you, and like I said, I had the huge jitters before I started this, so all of my stuff is laid out, but it's kind of everywhere. My job today is to show you the Cherie necklace, okay? So as a couple of our ladies pointed out, we each picked a look from the spring lookbook to bring you this event and highlight, all right? And I think a lot of you are probably looking at this necklace going, that is not my style. But hopefully after this live, you might change your mind, okay? So her name is Cherie, like my Cherie Mo, right? You could call her Cherry, you could call her Sherry, but it is Cherie, like the French. My job today is to style this with you, okay? So I'm just gonna point out a couple little details about this gorgeous charm necklace here. So like we said, big, bold, in-your-face accessories. Doesn't matter what you're wearing. Those accessories are really going to elevate and carry your style. Right? So we've got this adorable gold Cuban link with the individual charms. I love the bold and the dainty mixed together. It gives her a lot of texture. I saw a couple people say, I'm not really a ring girl. That's okay. This has total vintage vibes. If you like to match, she does have this cute little cherubim here that goes perfect with the Celeste ring. But again, if it's not you, that is okay. I love the bows, very on trend. I think everybody can agree. We're seeing the bows, the lock and key, still very Tiffany & Co., very vintage. The cameo here, of course, all my Bridgerton girls dropped some hearts. We've got the lucite marbling here, kind of giving us that enamel look for less. My favorite though, hands down, my favorite little charm besides the cherub on this necklace is this little girl right here. She's just like a little ballerina or little fairy. But if you guys remember, somewhere in the mid-90s, their birthstone necklaces were everywhere. And my mom had a little birthstone necklace that they were in like different little people shapes. So she got, it looked just like this, okay? Like I'm an aquamarine, so she got a little girl, like a triangular aquamarine with a little girl. My brother is a topaz, so she got a little boy, and we wore those charm necklaces or charm bracelets. So that's my personal favorite. I would love to know what your favorite charm on the Cherie necklace is. I will say, maybe you're a bracelet girl. Before I forget this, she has, because she's a Cuban link, you can lock this lobster claw pretty much anywhere on the necklace. But I tried this yesterday just to see if it would work. And you can totally wear her wrapped as a fun little charm bracelet. If you wanted to add in something like our Chantilly necklace wrapped in there for like, you know, a little bit of texture, you could totally do that. But let's go ahead and get her styled. We'll start with something simple, kind of everyday, and then we'll build up from there. Does that sound good? So go ahead, let me know, did you get all 3 tips? So number 1, your base layer. Number 2 is your fashion layer, your outer layer, something that kind of makes it an actual outfit. Remember, your base is not your outfit, okay? It's that layering, that fashion, okay? And then the icing on the cupcake, okay? So think of it like this. Your base for your cupcake is like your flour, your eggs, the bland stuff. Doesn't really give it flavor. It's kind of just puffy bread, right? Your fashion layer is gonna be what you pick. So are you edgy? Are you boho, classic? That's your flavor. Vanilla, chocolate, red velvet, right? And then your jewelry and accessories are your icing and your sprinkles, right? They're what really make it pop. They allow you to stand out. So let's go ahead, style the Cherie, make her stand out no matter what your style is. So we're gonna go ahead and start with, let's just call this classic for now. I do think she could fall into athleisure as well, but we'll just do classic dressing, okay? Now, one thing I have to tell you, I was so excited to style this with the plush bracelet set. If you are watching this live, plush has sold out and I was devastated. So I was like, to all of our friends in here, my fellow stylists, I was like, can I give this away during my live? Because I wanted you guys to see how cute she looks with the Cherie, right? So if you're watching live, be sure you're commenting because you're gonna get entered to win the plush bracelet set from me. She's a genuine rose quartz, a perfect little gold bead ball, and then this really fun dainty pearl with the lucite heart, okay? She goes perfect with the Cherie. She's a ready, set, go. Classic dressers, this is amazing. Definitely boho, definitely feminine. If you wanted to make her edgy, toss in some of your little like Zoe bracelets for a black and pink look. Adorable, right? So make sure you're commenting so you can win the plush bracelet set from me. All right, since we're talking pearls, I am going to add in some of the Chantilly pearls. I saw Brandy Bauman, if you're in our previous swag bag group, she did do a special live for us showcasing all of the jewelry. And she was like, hey, if you are somebody who loves to be extra, really stand out, you could totally rock this all together. I like to play with the extenders, and I think I would have my Cherie layer just on top of my pearls to give like a pearl peekaboo, and not have her get like lost in there because that just looks kind of sloppy, right? So definitely use your extenders. I gotta get rolling, I'm talking a lot. If you want to just do a single layer of the pearls, that looks gorgeous together. You could sub in something simple. If you don't want to do all that texture, do something simple like the Brinley. Brinley looks great. Any of our basic layering pieces are going to look beautiful with this necklace, okay? Doesn't matter if it's veil. Veil looks gorgeous, right? You could do them all together if you want, but you don't need to because Cherie does so much work by herself. For a little boho vibe, you could do ambrosia in there. All right. I love the orchid. I think orchid for a little color pop. That's great, right? The pinks with the purples, so pretty. But one thing I thought was really cute, and again, this might be a lot for some people, and that is okay. I liked the pearls and the Esme with cherie here. So we've got the dainty chain from Esme. And then believe it or not, I don't have a Y necklace that is gold right now in my jewelry box. A lot of my favorite pieces are getting discontinued. So again, if you love what you're seeing, grab it, because all of the spring collection is limited edition. So what I did was I made my Esme necklace kind of a Y by wrapping the bottom of the pearled heart pendant, and then that just gives it a little bit of a Y line. Okay. And then if you really want to go all out, we've gone from classic to romantic. Now we're adding in eternal, the key. If you love a long layer, the bib style, the full bib, the cascading jewelry, you go from simple and dainty, right? These are all what, besides the cherie, what you might consider more dainty, delicate pieces, to a full glam look. This is date night. This is, you know, low cut V-neck, beach wear, resort wear. I actually love this together. I think that is so pretty. And again, maybe it's not you, but that's okay, right? We're getting ideas. We're having fun with it. If you want to do earrings, of course, the Trend are great. Boho, I loved the Whimsy. They're simple enough to keep it pulled together. If you had to do something a little bit bigger, you could absolutely do the Sunray with this. Those are gorgeous. They look great with cherie all by themselves, right? You don't have to do all of this, what we call messy neck. Absolutely not, if you don't want to, because the cherie really speaks for herself. But the option's there, right? I also love a little bit more classic, a little bit more pulled together. The pink or even white opal impression studs look great. The pearl dovies. You could do the gold dovies. You could do a mixed metal look. So mixed metal, we've got, let me pull this together. Mixed metal definitely gives her a little bit more casual, a little bit more edgy vibes, I even say. I liked the Viper as kind of a textured layer, that serpentine chain against the Cuban, and then to tone it down just a little bit, or if you love that long layer, I added in the Everlasting, okay? And I think the Everlasting is dainty enough and still feminine to not really compete too much with the charms here. Again, if you don't love it, pick what looks good for you, okay? I said mixed metal. I think, of course, the wee earrings, not too big here. You could do gold or silver. I was talking about those dovies. You could pair a gold and a silver pair of dovies back to back. Or you could even do like gold and a pearl dovey. I do think because of the clear crystals on this necklace, she gives amazing mixed metal vibes. So when I think mixed metal, I think Queenie, even though they're gold. If you're a silver fan, those are beautiful with that. I think Couture, if you need something a little bit bolder. I think Couture by themselves with the cherie, I think that is a gorgeous feminine look right there. A little bit more delicate. We've got the lacy. It goes perfectly with the bow detail. You could add in the lacy necklace or even the princess if you prefer a more layered look. Crest earrings, glow hoops, Monaco. The puff look of the Monaco, again, looks beautiful with like these puffed hearts. Ren set, full vintage, twist and shout. Amazing cart starter. These are clip-ons. I love the vintage look of these. Now, I'm not gonna harp on these because they are vintage Park Lane, as you can see. So they've been around for a little bit. So when you get them, just take a really good look at them. Make sure, you know, they're up to your standards. I've not had an issue with them, but they're an amazing cart starter. Getting them may just save you a little bit more money than if you got like a $40 cart starter. Does everybody know what I mean by cart starter? It's those buy two, get four half off. The first two get to be your least expensive, right? Okay, so what are we thinking of the Cherie? Of course, we need an arm stack. I have a few here. I did do a mixed metal. Now, I liked the Cherish. I kind of threw this together, so I'm not gonna sit here and say this is my favorite arm stack ever, but I did really like the Cherish charm with the Cherie here. So I've got a pink and a white opal, the Lovey, to kind of tie all of that in. I think adding in like the Viper back in here would really put this look a little bit more casual and a little more pulled together. You could do a Serena in gold, rose gold, or silver. I think that's gonna look great. A classic impression keeps it simple enough without being over the top everywhere, okay? You don't have to do big everything, okay? You can have one big necklace, dainty, delicate bracelets like our brand new Ivy in white, okay? So Ivy in white looks phenomenal with the Cherie. I did want to show you guys, and it kind of casualizes it a little bit, but I had to be sure to show you Cherie with marble. I really love the enamel elements of the marble with the black and the white on here with this Cherie necklace. I think it's stunning, very luxe, high scale, right? If you wanted to do an arm party, you could do something like Ivy in black. I've got a bauble on here, a jewel in gold, black impression noir bracelet. So you could sub in maybe like a pink opal impression with this look, or if you wanted to keep it simple, do something like our Stormy bracelet set. And I don't think the Stormy is getting enough credit for all of the work that she does. She's very laid back, very casual. And I seem to have misplaced her, which is crazy to me because I was so set on showing you this. Oh, here she is, the Stormy. So a little black and pink look already put together here, right? I think she's delicate enough. She has the charm. She's got the black, she's got the pink, she's got the gray neutral to really just tie this all together with something like those marble earrings. She's simple, as I drop the pink one, of course. You could add in like a couple Lovey bracelets with this and just, it kind of gives you that bold, trendy jewelry look without having to do too much. I also like that you can break this up and gift them because it's a 3-pack, so you could do like a best friend 3-pack here. I'm not sure where my pink one went, but the overall look I'm supposed to show you today is the Cherie bracelet with what was supposed to be the plush, okay? The lacy earrings, which, you know, those are probably on the floor too, but they're those little bow earrings, and then the rosy ring, okay? I didn't get the rosy ring because I could not deny this amazing Cosmo ring. She's so vintage inspired. She's got these gorgeous iridescent, taupe, orchid, sage green colors in there. I think even just the necklace and the ring, if you're not a ring girl, that's okay. But I think simple bracelets like the Stormy and the Cosmo ring is beautiful. She's very vintage. If you like this look, but you're not like a big, bold ring person, something you could do to fit the vibe is definitely the cutesy, adorable, right? The worthy even for Easter, simple, understated, so cute. Or one of my new personal favorites, the love story. I just think she's gorgeous. All right, so let's recap and I'll hop off here. So Deanne, I think she's Prize Patrol, but she's watching her grandbabies. I told her I was gonna be no more than 30 minutes. Recap here. If you commented live, you're gonna get entered to win the plush bracelet set. Okay, if you loved the Cherie look, check out page, I think 7 of the lookbook to get the full thing. You can send your stylist screenshots of this. I have so many more ideas, but like Christy said last night, I would keep you on here forever. So fashion is as simple as 1, 2, 3, right? Base layer, fashion layer, frosting. Okay, spring trends include bold accessories like our Cherie necklace, elevated basics, and then dopamine dressing with things like unexpected colors, okay? Like pinks and reds, teal and lime green, brown and purple, okay? If you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop them below. My prize that I have donated for the swag bag event, if you order, is the gorgeous lavender mini impression set, which again, gonna go so pretty with the Cherie necklace. And then I have a pair of designer sunnies and a eyeshadow ColourPop palette that we're doing for spring. So if you want to get entered to win that prize, check it out, page 7 of the lookbook. I hope you guys had fun, got some tips for the 2026 fashion report. It's looking very bright. Thanks and take care.